Okay. All right. Good morning, students. How are you doing?
Good morning, sir.
Good
Man,
morning, sir.
yeah,
Not good,
man.
sir.
Morning, sir.
Me know why you not good in the other. Me know why you
No.
not good. Me know
Why
why.
you don't know?
Me I know why. Your plate them full and you don't have no more plate for carry no more food. That is the reason. You yam till the belly full. How much of the meals you had? The cauliflower, the ackee, or the egg, or pancake? Which one you eat? Actually, you have in the other. Johnny, you belly full yet?
Sir, firstly, I don't eat ackee.
Okay. You're not Jamaican. Next.
That's fine. I represent in other ways. My language alone, can
It's
tell you that I'm
Jamaican.
Jamaican.
Mm-hmm.
Jamaican. So the dumpling, this here, so everything with pancake, the sausage and the fried dumpling. Not really too light the they call it now the callaloo business. Let me just eat a little.
You see the
With the
point of,
juice, the minute no juice though.
you have a drink water. You see the point,
Cold water.
you see the point I'm making though, guys? You should eat pancake and we call it the egg and them something there
Dumpling.
and the
Bacon.
sausage.
Yeah.
Yeah, a foreign food. She's American in thought.
Sir, we're cultured, so we have to.
Yeah, man. And you're just pulling the legs. Johnny, oh, you stay so? I say this all along. On the last leg, you drawing out. You make Ava draw out. You at least Ava declare her status from day one, right? But you are hide yours. And on the almost the last day, you make Ava draw you out. But never mind. I'm trusting and hoping that you guys are doing well. My voice is coming back, not fully where it's supposed to be, but I'm also very thankful that this is coming. We're coming to the very end. Now, today, I'm hoping that today can be the last class. There are two things that I need to do with you. One of them I'm gonna see if I can spend about an hour on, and and the other one is just something that I need to go through with you. If there's a need for us to meet next week, I don't have a problem. We won't have to meet for the whole duration, but I just want to give you guys the very best opportunity to to be successful. Um, I'm liking what I'm seeing on Edico. As per usual, this is where I have to start. I'm liking what I'm seeing on Edico. There are some of you that, Jesus, I think I'm feeding you too much. Because even though you made promises to me last week, there are some incomplete pieces, and some of you are way behind, while others have completed. So I'm going to ask that students, I'm going to just tell you something. I have not yet seen the final draft of the timetable. What I showed you, I think, was a second draft. I don't know if there's going to be any. Well, there should be some changes because some people said that they weren't seeing Spanish, etc., etc. But what I'm saying to you is the platform soon close out. In another couple of days, literally, the platform is going to close out. It's going to close out. As much as I'm in love, nobody call me to ask me for no extension because I have been asking this request of you from day one. All right? So I just going to leave it right there so and ask, are there any questions regarding the worksheet? Yes, the worksheet that I sent from last week. Read that last question. The question on the transformational geometry question. Anybody remember that one? Let me stop share. Anybody remembers that one? Anybody did the question? Are you guys hearing me?
Yes, sir. Hearing
Yes,
now.
sir.
Sir, I'm gonna tell you the truth. So I know you're not like, when say we don't have the time, but this week was very rough. And everybody I give a coursework and everything due. So once I realize I'll glance on it, I never get to go through it. But some of the things I can do. Sir, where the show off coming now is when them give you the matrix, sir. Because remember you saying and teach you the matrix. So like probably can just do one of them or two of them so I can get a feel as how to do it. in case it, you know, because it was on EducaSolve. I mean, did just bring it to me. I don't think I got it correct because, you know, I wasn't too sure. I mean, I try to hurry up, sir. So probably can just go through like 2 of them so we can get a feel of how to do it.
All right. So even though EducaSoft would have given you the matrix one, I did say last time around that the method that I'm going to teach you is a coordinate geometry method. Even though the matrix method will give you the same result, I did say that I'm going to do the coordinate geometry method. One, because it is, I wouldn't even say easier, but I just didn't want to I don't even want to say complicated.
Sir, why I ask, you know, so it will not, it won't be coming on the exam, then that's fine, because I saw it on the CXC paper, and I know that
the questions that will come on will deal with the coordinate. Remember, you know, the question won't ask you to use the matrix method. You know, the question will, is it just as I give you the question? That's how the question will come, and you will use a coordinate geometry question. I am aware that the matrix method comes on the CXC, but I am also giving you a method that I want you to use. So don't worry about the matrix method. I want you to focus on the coordinate geometry method. You will see the matrix method there because I want to let you know that there are other methods that can be used, but I'm focusing on the coordinate geometry method. It's easy to remember, and you can, well, I'm hoping that you guys would have memorized it already. Yeah, man, so just work on that one day. Yes, please, go ahead.
In EducaSolve, you have a y equal O and a x equal O that we didn't have. But I see the explanation for the x equal O is the same thing as y. It's the same thing as the y-axis. I think that's what it says. That's what I got. And but I don't see the one below the y equal O.
Is it y equal O or y equals 0?
Sorry, 0. X equals 0 and x.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Let me squeeze out the breakfast water, you know, because me sit down and say y equal O. Oh, I should talk about y equal O. Okay, no problem. All right, I'm coming to you. Let me just so y equals 0. Y equals 0 is the x-axis. Anywhere on the x-axis, y is equal to 0. Anywhere on the x-axis, y is equal to 0. And anywhere on the y-axis, x is equal to 0. So anywhere on the y-axis, y is equal to 0. Anywhere on the x-axis, x equals 0. Foundation concept 3. Got me? Anywhere at all you click on the x-axis, the y value is going to be equal to 0. So we have 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5, 0, 6, 0, so forth and so on. Because anywhere on the x-axis, y is going to be equal to 0. And guess what? Anywhere on the y-axis, x is also going to be equal to 0. X is going to be equal to 0. All right? So that's what it is.
Okay.
I have one aunt today, senior citizen. I'm going to tell her, say, every Saturday morning between 8 o'clock and 11:30, I am teaching. And every Saturday morning, barring none, she calls me. I'm going to tell her, no. I said, don't come in Saturday morning, but come here and teach. And every Saturday morning, I'm not answering her because she's not dying. Because if she was dying, she wouldn't have called me. So I know that she's all right. Every Saturday morning, barring none. All right. So what should I do now? So let me hear from the rest of you. Let me hear from the rest of you. So Ava spoke. what about the rest of you? Were you able to do that question? That
Did
last?
some, sir, for tomorrow, did some, not
Oh,
all.
no problem. But you understand it. You're understanding what it is that you did.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I use it both metals, the one I'm learn from into other stuff
Mm-hmm.
and also your one. I try the two metal them and get
And
back the answers.
and you get by the same answer, don't?
Yes.
Yeah, man. So that's what Ava was talking about. Yes. So so what I'm saying to you, I taught you one method, and I send you off with another method. So you should be good to go. All right. So what I'm going to be doing now, I won't prolong this any longer. But what the aim of all of this is, I'm going to give you a quiz today on the transformational geometry, just to make sure that you guys are where you guys are supposed to be. I did say an hour, but really and truly, it can be done in half of an hour. Um, I want it to be done as quickly as possible so that we can continue with the teaching. I will teach, and hopefully, I have a little noise in my background. Hopefully, I could when I collect the papers and I teach you the topic, and I give you a little one question to do like I normally do, teach and give you some questions to do on your own. I could just mark off those in class and give you back a result same time. If that don't work out, I will do the marking during the course of this week, God's willing. As I said before, I'm on a little break. The only student access that they have or students have is just with the ones that I'm teaching now. So consider yourself blessed. All right. So no other student will not have no access to me because I'm deliberately taking this week and next week. Well, not this week, the week that is coming and the following week. So please use that access adequately. So what I'm going to do is also go through this question. I really hope those of you who never did it won't be disadvantaged.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my dearest.
Sorry, sir, I'm kind of multitasking right now. The question that you're talking about is the past paper question that you gave us to complete?
Yes, my dear.
Okay, I've been practicing. All right, then.
Nice job. All right, what is happening here? Oh, that's what is happening. Oh, because I'm saying, all right, no, because if I can't find my Zoom now. Shanti, ready for class? She the first one to come out, She said, oh, you ready like Freddy? I think sir can phone me today. Sister Clark, what one?
I'm good, sir.
Nice, 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 nice. All right, so can you see my screen? All?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to run through this pretty quickly. I have 30 minutes to run through because I'm starting the test at 9 o'clock as promised. There are a few students one who touched base with me privately, and I think another student who touched base with the group to say that, they have other engagements today. So I have to be very true to my word that I'm going to go at 9 o'clock to 10. I know one or two of them said I have to leave by 10:30, but let us go. Triangle XYZ has a given coordinate, and the coordinates are indicated there. It says reflected through the origin, followed by the reflection in the x-axis. When I'm reflecting through the origin, what happens? XY maps onto what? Come on, you should know that. XY maps.
X minus Y.
Very good. XY maps onto negative X, negative Y. You see, I want you to be able to have this thing ready. the quicker you, yeah, the quicker you have it, the quicker you have it is the best it will work out for you in the exam because you can go through the questions quickly. I'm going to ask one request of you, even at the expense of the time running out. I know you may get a question like this on the paper, and there's another question that I know you may get. May is operative, the one I'm sure about. Is when you do the question, we go ask them for just take a little time, for just double check to make sure you get it right. You don't want to miss up any of the 20 marks on this question. It's so nice, I may tell you. Whether or not me set the paper or anybody set the paper, a question like this is going to come. I can't tell you what question is going to come. Spend the time, do the question, and just go through again to make sure what it is that you have done is correct. So when you're reflecting through the origin, xy maps onto negative x, negative y. Very good. And then when you reflect it through the x-axis, whichever axis you reflect it to, that axis remains unchanged, and the other axis changes. True or false?
True.
All right. So I can say to you, 1, 2, when I reflect it through the origin, will it come now negative 1, negative 2? Talk truth.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. And that negative 1, 2, when I reflect it in the x-axis, now going to become negative 1, positive 2, don't?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good. See? Negative 1, negative 2, and then negative 1, positive 2, and not doing the rest of them. Because the rest of them is the same thing. I just doing one of them in the interest of time. Right? So let me go again. Reflect it through the origin. XY maps onto negative x, negative y. XY maps onto negative x, negative y. When I'm reflecting it through the origin, whichever axis I'm reflecting it in remains unchanged, and the other one changes. All right? So when I'm reflecting it through the x-axis, my x value remains unchanged, but my y value changes. So it's going to be, if I have 1, 2, when I reflect it through the origin, it now becomes negative 1, negative 2. And then it says followed by. So when it's followed by, it means I have to use the first image to catch the second image. So I'm going to be using the negative 1, negative 2, not the 1, 2, but the negative 1, negative 2. And when I reflect the negative 1, negative 2 to the x-axis, remember, the x value remains unchanged, the y value changes. And when you're talking about these reflections, what changes, the reflections and rotations, what changes would be the position and the sign. The only time the number changes is when it is that you're doing a transformation, like a translation, yeah, right? But, yeah, so it's going to be negative 1, positive 2, and that's the answer there. Negative 1, positive 2. All right, let's just move to the second question. So it says, name a single transformation that could produce x double dash, y double dash, z double dash. Let me just show you what I mean right there. So if I have this, if I have negative 1, negative 2, and then it moves to negative 1, positive 2. No, sorry. It says what single transformation could be used to produce, what single transformation. So I'm moving from 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm looking back at my original now, 1, 2. When I move directly from 1, 2, when I move directly from 1, 2 to negative 1, 2, it looks like a reflection in the y-axis because the y value remains unchanged. Remember, the y value up originally here was 2. So the x is 1, 2. If the y value there as 2 remains unchanged, and that's why I teach you like that. If the y value remains unchanged, more than likely it's a reflection in the y-axis. So this now becomes a reflection in the y-axis. So why? Because the x value changes from positive 1 to negative 1. So the single transformation mapping the original to x double dash would be a reflection in the y-axis. Everybody catch that?
So sir, so when you're answering that question, sir, you look at the original instead of the changes made on the reflection.
Very good. So you look at the original to the last one. You see the question says, let me help you read it. It says, Name a single transformation that could produce x double dash, y double dash, z double dash. That single transformation would be, how do I now move from x straight to x double dash? Follow me? Let me give you a practical example.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm happy that you do, but let me give the rest of your practical example. One of the things that I absolutely hate doing, even though it's a long time I don't do it, because of this darn coronavirus, I have not traveled since 2019. All right? But one of the things that I absolutely hate, and I'm sure many of you in the class also hate it, is if you're going to, say you're going to Atlanta, and you take an American airline flight, it have to go stop in Florida, and then move from Florida to Atlanta. Jesus, Father. And sometimes it's up in Miami. Sometimes it's up for hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. And if you're going to go further, like when I'm going to math conferences, and if the conference is going to be held in California, for argument's sake, which is on the west end, and you fly to Miami. Sometimes you have to wait 6 hours. Think of me sitting in an airport for 6 hours. 6 hours. I hate it. Give me a direct flight. So that's what the question is asking. I don't want a stopover. I want a straight flight from X, Y, Z to X double prime, Y double prime, and Z double prime. I don't want no one stopover. And matter of fact, you think of a flight that have multiple stopovers. The flight, they may be cheaper, but by the time you're done, you jet lag, you're tired, you mash up. All right? So that's what it is asking. We don't want an intermediary stage. We want to move from one thing straight into another thing. All right? All right, question 2 says, triangle RST with vertices that is reflected in the line y equal x. Remember now, when you're reflecting the line y equal x, x by maps onto y, comma x, talk truth.
Yes, sir.
So when you're reflecting the line y equals negative x, now x y will map onto negative y, comma negative x. Is the same thing as a y equal positive x, but for the negative x1 now, you just go each up the negative signs and right there. So remember I told you that when you're studying, we will study in as opposites. So this is the opposite. So xy, for the line y equal x, xy maps onto y, comma x. But y equal negative x now. Xy will map onto negative y, comma negative x. So let us do the first one. Negative y, comma negative x. So it's going to be negative and negative 4, comma negative 2. So that means that answer is going to be 4, comma negative 2. Let us check to see if r prime is 4, comma negative 2. See there? 4, comma negative 2. So how you do that again? Remember, when you reflect in the line y equals negative x, you're going to have your xy becomes negative y, comma negative x. So what do you mean by negative y? It means that you are going to flip the values of your coordinates. When you flip the values of the coordinates, you are going to put negative signs there. So if the value is already negative, you still have to use a negative sign. Remember, some people got caught up in that last week. So you still have to move the negative sign because maybe it is a value that is negative. It's a value that is negative. So you have to move the negative sign. So what is going to happen? I'm going to have negative y, comma negative x. My y is already negative. So it's going to be negative times a negative 4, comma negative times 2. So that's how we get that. Any questions?
Sir.
Yes, please.
Can you do look at transformation for me, please? Because I think it's gone up my head.
Which one that?
There's none on this. The one here, sir. C.
We want to know the C one here. All right, so it says a trapezium lamp is mapped onto L prime, A prime, M prime, P prime with vertices that under the translation Q. Now remember, when they ask you to determine the original How you know the original, sir? See here, you don't have no thingy-bob, you have to subtract. When you don't have any thingy-bob here, you see when they give you the image, it means that they want you to find the object. You see, they give you the image L, A, L prime, A prime, M prime, and P prime. Those are the first images. And then answer to find lamp L, A, M, P, it means that they want you to find the original. So remember, your object plus your transformation is going to be your image. Your object plus your transformation is going to be image, and your transformation in this case is a translation. You have many different transformations. You have many different transformations. You have reflection in the x-axis, reflection in the y-axis. Maybe you have one of them, glide reflection, one of them. But in particular, we're talking about a translation here. So your object plus your translation is going to be your image, right? So if you already have the image and want to find the object, you have to now subtract your translation from your image. Just remember that. Not difficult to remember. Watch me now. So it says, because we know we have to do a subtraction, it's going to be 1 minus a negative 5. But 1 minus a negative 5 is 1 plus 5, so that one can be 6. And 5 minus 6 is going to be minus 1. So we're going to have 6 comma minus 1. See here? 6 comma minus 1. All right. So just remember, the first thing that you need to remember is your formula. And once you remember your formula, you should be good to go. Let me just pick up another one. P double prime. Remember, you're given the prime and you want to find P. So you remember you have to subtract because you have the lamp, the original. You want to find the original. You are given the image. If you're given the image, just look at the formula. The formula says object plus translation is equals to image. So if you're given the image, just look to see what it is that you're given. You know, sometimes they may not even give you the translation, but they may give you the object and the image, and you can find the translation. It's just an equation that you're going to transpose. You know how to transpose equations. You did foundation 1 and 2. You know how to transpose equations. So just when you transpose the equation, if you have an equation with 3 terms, it means that you must be given 2 of the terms in order for you to find the third. All right, let's just do the last one here. Negative 1 comma 1. I'm subtracting. It's going to be negative 1 minus and negative 5. That becomes positive 5. So negative 1 plus 5 is going to be equals to 4. And 1 minus 6 is going to be equals to negative 5. So it's going to be 4 comma negative 5. That's P. 4 comma negative 5. See here? 4 comma negative 5. That's all it is that we need to do. It's all that we need to do. All right, so it's 9:02. I'm going to break here. So your assessment comes on Educasoft. It's in your Dropbox. So I'm going to ask that you all log on to Educasoft for me now, please. Let me navigate you through where to find it. Log on to Educasoft for me, please. When you're there, let me know.
In, sir.
All right, let me stop share. Whoever said yes, can you go and share for me, please? I'm stop sharing. I want to use your system to demonstrate where to find the stuff. Stop sharing for me, please. And stop sharing. Go ahead and share your screen, please.
You're seeing my screen, sir?
Yes, I am. All right, do me a favor now. I want the rest of you to follow what it is that I'm going to be doing with Tammy so that they can see exactly what is happening. So I'm going to ask you, Tammy, hold on. So Tammy, I'm going to ask you to go down to assessment for me, please. Click on assessment. No, sorry. Yeah, okay, fine. Click on assessment. All right, fine. Go to Dropbox for me now, please. Go to Dropbox for me, please. Quickly. Right, good. So when you go to Dropbox, you're going to see your mid-semester, right? When you go across, it says inactive, and it's because I didn't want anybody to have it before time. So I'm going to ask everyone to log on to Educasoft. When you log on to Educasoft, you're going to go to you're going to go to your Dropbox. And when you go to Dropbox, you will see what it is that we're seeing here. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to make it active. Then you're going to download the paper. Then you're going to start working. As I said before, I'm giving you an hour, but really and truly, it's a half an hour test. So as quickly as you finish the test, let me know, because I really want to go through another big area for you on the paper that I need to just talk to you about for the remainder of the class. Right? I mean, as I said before, I'm very comfortable with where I'm at now, because I still have another week to play around with, should in case I need to play around with it. All right. So, so let me go and activate it now. And then once it is activated, you guys can go ahead and start it.
Stop sharing now, sir.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Sir,
Yes, please.
you said we should go into assessment?
No, man, Dropbox.
Oh, okay.
And let me know if you're seeing it now. It would be nice if you guys turn your cameras on for me, please. That may be an assessment for me. Thank you. I need your cameras to be on. It's going to be a good practice for your final exam. You know, you have to be on Zoom with your cameras on, and you're going to be having your online invigilators. This is a very good practice for your exams that are fast approaching. So please and thanks, don't all rush me at once. I'm seeing one camera on already. The rest of you, please, just go ahead for me.
Sir, I have to go.
Yes, sir.
You have to give me some time.
Miss Nova, you're good to go. You know, if you take out the setter, them out of here. People still wear setter?
No, sir.
Okay, you know, if you take out the setter, man, we are family, you're good to go.
Coming back in a minute.
Yeah, man.
One assessment.
Yes, Afia, man, you look good, man. What is wrong with you? You're good, man, you're good. So, have you all seen the paper? Can you download the paper?
Paper not up, sir. Still inactive.
Come on. So you have to press F5 to refresh. Press F5 and refresh for me, please, and you'll see it. Let me know when you refresh and if you've seen it, please. Anybody see the paper yet?
Yes, sir.
Nice. Start for me, please. Start for me, please. Those cameras that are not on, can you please go ahead and do it? Janelle, Johnny Levy.
Yannick.
Yeah, man. Just find the camera for me, please, and tell me. Renice, I'm seeing you in class this morning. Immediately following class, you need to give me a little one talk, please. Renice Stewart, you need to speak to me after class urgently. Larcia, I need to speak with you too after class. The rest of you, Tristan, Latoya, Julian, your cameras are off. Please and thanks. Julian, your camera is still off. Latoya, your camera is still off.
Sir, I'm not seeing the question.
Can somebody help Marva how to find it? Come on, the questions are go to Dropbox. When you go to Dropbox, look over to the, oh, I know why. Did you press F5 to refresh?
No.
Press F5, refresh your screen, and then let me know.
F5.
Yeah, F5.
No, sir.
Still not seen it?
No.
Where are you?
I'm in Dropbox, but I'm not seeing. I'm just seeing where I must upload. I'm not seeing the question.
You're not seen? Did you click take?
Yes, sir. And all I see is the
Look to the top and see if you see a hyperlink up to the top of the big box that says answer all questions. Look up that part above that box if you see a hyperlink, a PDF file.
oh,
Have you?
yes, sir.
All right, good. Jerome, your camera is still off. Jerome, your camera is still off. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Are we almost finished, guys? We have about 15 minutes left. Are we almost finished? Yes, I feel time will not fast.
There's a 50 minutes.
15 minutes, yeah.
Wow.
All right, let's hurry up. Let's go and work. 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 Go and work.
Sir, we should take the picture and upload.
All right, say that again for me, please, Margot.
Should we take the picture and upload it?
Right, so you're going to take a photograph of it, of all the pages. You're going to sequence those photographs. Question 1, question 2, or part 1, part 2, or ABC. You're going to take a picture. You're going to copy up the picture into a Microsoft Word document. And you're going to upload a single file to me. You don't want nobody upload 6 and 7 pictures. I will not mark those because it cannot be that in the exam. You're going to take the photographs, and you're going to copy all the photographs into a Microsoft Word document. And then you're going to upload that single document to me. Remember, we're using this experience here this morning as a learning one for your final exam. This is what you're exactly using for your final exam.
So can I ask my son to do this for me?
Sure, Glenn. Just ask him to, no problem. I don't think he'll be able to get into the picture view for the final exam though. But sure, go ahead. All right, so I'll give you a couple minutes more just to finish off because I have to start moving into the other area. All right, so please hurry.
Sir, if you see me getting up, I'm plugging in my charger.
No problem, dearest.
Sir,
Yes, Bravery. No,
I
who's that?
uploaded.
You upload already?
Yes.
Okay,
I
all
have to
right.
log out. Okay, sir, because I'll.
Oh, yes, because you have to run.
Yes, sir.
All right, don't move yet. Let me just double check to see that the upload is copacetic. Before I really hope it don't live too far from school. And please access the recording as soon as you get a chance. Right, so why is this thing taking so long? All right, Bribri.
Yes, sir.
All right. My computer not responding as quickly as would want it to. So do me a favor, just you can go. If I'm not seeing it, I'll send you a message here. I don't want to be late, so you can go on.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
All the
Thank
best,
you.
no problem. All right, so yes, Shaquille, yes, Avo, go ahead. I'm trying to get on to just double check to see if I've received those uploads.
Serve uploaded. I can turn off the camera now, right?
Yeah, man, once you've uploaded, you can turn the camera off. Thanks.
Sir, can you check if you're still mine, please?
Say that again.
Can you check if you're still mine? Jerome.
My system not responding at all, so I'm trying to check. Yes, Jerome, I'm seeing your upload. Thanks. All right, the rest of you, please, can you upload for me? I need to move into the other area.
Sir, I upload already. Is it mine?
Yes, Tammy.
Sir, can you check for me, please?
Checking. Yes, actually, seniors.
Sorry, I see 9.
Who's asking?
Bernice.
Oh, you man are serious.
All right, sir.
Okay, the rest of you, please, if you can hurry up and do the stuff, please. I need to move into another area.
Almost finished, sir.
All right, cool.
Sir.
Say it again.
Sir.
Hold on, Johnny.
I'm out, so I'm not sure.
All right, hold on. Let me just check. No, Johnny, I'm not seeing it. Go again.
Right.
Sir, could you check for Subrian, please?
Sabrina, you man, you did the man. You hearing Sabrina?
Yes, sir. Just checking because I heard that you don't see someone.
Oh, yeah, man, that's all yours.
Sir, I send you a message in the chat. Can you take a look, please?
Okay, looking. Renice, please check the chat. The rest of you, no more than 5 more minutes. No more than 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to close out the platform. I need to move.
Sir, can I get up and go get my phone to take the picture?
Sure, thanks. Sure.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to take the picture now.
Thank you.
Sir, I just said the picture. I'm putting him in word now.
Who was that?
Ashanti, sir.
Oh, Shanti. Yeah.
Sir, I sent you a message in the chat, sir.
I'm coming to you. No, Ashanti, I'm not seeing your upload.
Sir, I said I'm putting him in word now.
Okay, got you.
Sir, do you see mine?
I just saw your message and I'm checking, Julian. Yes, Julian, I just see it. Just came in. Okay, Cameron, just continue trying.
Sir, you saw my message, sir? Jesus.
Sit again, Sabrina. Sit
I
again.
sent you a message in this chat, sir.
Oh, I'm responding to someone. I'll soon look at yours. Oh, oh Lord. All right. Let me resend it to you. I just see it a while ago. Sabrina, check your thing again for me, please, and go again.
Okay, sir.
I uploaded mine, sir.
Who was that a while ago?
Sir, may I upload, may I try attach the file here? Just give me a minute.
Cool.
C9, sir.
Checking Larcy. Yes, Larcy, I'm seeing it.
Okay, sir.
So, sir,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, then I'm still applied to.
Sit again, Jerome.
Then I'm still applied to, sir.
No, sir, I didn't get that.
Are you going to let us see what you look like?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. When no?
Of course, yeah.
I thought nobody would have asked.
Sir. Sir.
So I'm having some problem with the images. I'm trying to search it out.
Sorry about that. While you're talking, I never recognize that I'm muted. So I'm seeing there are 25 of you in the class, and I'm seeing 18 uploads. That means there are 7 of you that have not yet uploaded. One student messaged me earlier to explain a difficulty. So,
Sir, mine just finished uploading here.
Andrew, let me see if just raise your hand for me, please, if you are still in the process of uploading. So there are 5 of you out, supposed to be 5 of you out.
Sir, you see it, sir?
Andrehan, you read. Yes, Andrehan, I'm seeing yours.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. So the ones I'm seeing: Barclay, Brown, Cameron, Campbell, Foskin, Austin, Green, Gregory, Harris, Lamont, Levy, McClary, Morgan, Poner, Reed, Roof, Russell, Stewart, and Williams. So if you didn't hear your last name, it means that I have not received yours. Let me refresh to see if there's any other that came in just now. No. So, Tammy, Cameron, right, Levy, Gopasi, Matoya, Renice, Brittany, Foskin is there, McCleary, Reed, Ponal, Clark, Ashanti. You're the one who's trying to upload, Ashanti?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Yes, Russell, I'm seeing Miss Ali Bali, I'm seeing yours. I'm just going through my list to see if, all right. Karen, please check the chat for me. No problem, dearest. All right. All right. So now, Ashanti, were you able to send off? I need to move on. We have an hour left. And there are two areas that I need to look at. So it's favoring that we may have to spend about 2 hours next Saturday, because I don't want to rush it, but I need to move on into this one, so at least I can give you a week to digest this one. I'm giving you the more, both topics that are pretty easy. Yes, please.
Sir, I kept pressing upload. I selected the document already and it's not doing. I'm not sure what the problem is.
All right. What OAC using? Are you using what search engine are you using? What are you using?
Microsoft Edge.
Microsoft Edge. Okay. You should be fine with Microsoft Edge. Do me a favor. Log out of Educasoft again for me, please. Log back in and try it and let me know what is happening.
Sir.
Yes, please.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. My laptop will give trouble and I'm on my phone right now. So I'm trying to upload it. I select the file and it's there. I click on submit and it's saying select a file to upload.
But you selected
I'm having the same problem.
Oh, and it says select. Are you selected the file, Krishna?
Yes, it's right beside choose file. It shows the file name and document.
So are you seeing upload? No, you selected it. You choose a file. Have you selected upload?
Yes, sir. Oh,
and
wait, load up now, sir. It's look like it's working now.
Okay.
Oh, it's submitted, sir.
Yes, Christian, I'm seeing yours now. Thanks, sir. Clark, Ashanti, see if you can pray over it. Krishna got his one uploaded.
Sir, can you repeat, please?
And I'm saying Krishna got his uploaded. So I'm going to ask you to pray over yours and see if it can happen. Have you logged out?
Yes, sir. I just logged back in.
All right. Go ahead and try again for me, please. All right. So there are 25 of you. I received 20. I know 2 are still trying to do something. Do I have 3 more students in the class that are having an issue uploading? I'm looking through at the list, but I'm not picking up. The reason I'm asking, because when the system closes out, those students who have not done my assessment today will get a 0. All of this goes towards your final grade. So if you are here and struggling to upload, declare it, because outside of that, you're going to be assigned 0 for not doing my assessment. And that's why I make sure send a message out to the group from yesterday to invite you to be at class today.
Sir.
What's Krishna? What's up?
Don't forget to rotate the photo.
It's all right. Fine. I will rotate it when I'm doing this stuff. It's just you put everything in that Microsoft Word document, though, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Well, you were having difficulty doing this stuff, so I'm not going to send it back to you. I'll rotate it. All right. Ashanti, or you still know, dearest?
Sir, it's still not doing.
All right. Have you copied your photographs to the Microsoft Word document already?
Yes, sir.
And do you have that file saved to your computer?
Sure.
And when you click on choose file, are you seeing that file populating in the box?
Yes, sir.
And then when you
No,
click
sir,
on,
it's not there.
aha, so you're not going to go ahead.
Just try to click on upload. Just click on it until it works.
No, but before she reached there to Krishna, she said that she's not seeing where the file is showing. So you have to choose file.
Sir, the file is showing beside upload. When I click it, it's not going in the box.
That was my issue as well.
Okay.
And I just keep clicking it. And
No, you're not supposed to go in the box. Click submit once you see the file there.
Right, but she said that it's not going into the box, so she's not seen
Sir,
it in the
it
box.
said select a file to upload. I already selected the file. I don't know what the problem is.
So what I'm saying to you, Ashanti, so when you select the file, are you seeing the file's name in that long box? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, right. So that's what Subri and Krishna is saying. Just continue clicking upload until it uploads.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. We have an hour. We have an hour. Let me just double check on something to see if it came in Subri. No, it's not. I mean, Ashanti. No, it's not it yet. All right.
Sir.
Yes, please.
Last week's class recording, is it available to you as yet?
Yes, man. Last week recording, it was uploaded. You not seen it?
No, I didn't see it. I was looking for it, but I didn't see it.
Anybody saw last week's recording? Anybody was able to access last week's recording?
So I'm going to check YouTube.
Say it again?
We uploaded it on YouTube.
Yeah, on the YouTube channel, yeah.
I'm going to.
Yeah, please do. Because I'm sure I did both. For my calculus 2 class afterwards. And I did one this morning, but it wasn't for. I uploaded one about 2 o'clock this morning, and then I checked my email, but that wasn't your group. It was.
No, sir, I didn't upload it.
You didn't
The
upload?
last one was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
The only thing I do is calculus 2 and geology. The recent upload.
Right, I did one 8 hours ago.
Geology.
And I did calculus 4 days ago.
Yeah.
And I did
Come on, it's not there, sir.
no, sorry, one of the uploads failed.
Okay.
It says upload failed. Oh, it says upload failed. I'm actually looking at the channel now. It says there. It says upload failed, but see, the challenge I'm having now is you will have to tell me. You'll have to tell me which day that tell me which day it is so that I can be able to.
I think it was the 13th, the fact that today is the 20th.
So it's the 13th. So that was last Saturday.
Correct.
Hold on, let me just do that. Ashanti, I'm waiting times to give you an opportunity to upload. Let me the 13th. On the 13th. So the 13th. 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 plus calculus 2. Oh, you are also correct. Every one of you in the class is correct. The upload for that one on the 13th wasn't even unable to access document. Please make sure you're connected. Connected. You're so right. The document on the 13th wasn't even open because it came in after the one for the 13th for calculus 2. So the last week's calculus 2 assessment, thing was uploaded, but I apologize for that one. And I'm now trying to upload it and unable to access document. Please make sure you're connected. I'm connected. I'm connected. All right.
Sir, can I share screen to let you see what the problem is?
Go right ahead. Andrea, remind me after class, please. And I'm going to open it from my phone, but it's not going through. Go ahead, Ashantia.
You're seeing my screen, sir?
I am. When I click on upload, what it says.
Sir, this is the name of the file.
And I'm seeing it.
And I click upload. Still not doing. And when I click submit, it can select a file to upload.
Right, it's not going to go. The file have to be selected.
That was the issue I was having as well.
Ashantia, I think it's the type of document that you're uploading.
Can I repeat?
Please, what's someone? Somebody was saying something about the document uploading. Who was saying something?
Cameron is saying something. I think it's the type of document that she's uploading.
No, that was the same document. That was the same type of document I had.
Either PDF or DOC.
Is that DOC?
X is different.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I see point. And that may be, you are correct. Do you have Microsoft Word, or is it? He said it did say Microsoft Edge, don't?
Oh, see there? That's how it happened with mine too, sir. It's working now.
Okay.
Sir, I think it uploaded.
No, submit. Quick and fast. Don't even make a minute pass. Blow out that rhyme.
That's the same thing that happened to me, sir. I don't know if it was like a lag or something.
Yes, Ashantia. It's there now, honey. Hooray. And as I said before, one of the things that I want to get you to do is, these are some of the things that will happen to you when you're doing an exam, and you need to know what to do so that when it does happen, you know how to circumvent those. All right, so I've received 21. I've received 21 papers. And the 22nd person is doing something, 23, 24. So there are 3 students who will get a 0 from me. All right, so let's go. That's great. I'm not worried about this area that I'm doing. It's just that I didn't go through it with you. I know for those who would have completed your Edicasoft pieces would have gone through it, but I want to just point out a few things. 17. I'm trying to locate my document. Give me a minute, please. Remember that here's another piece, online piece that I'm giving you for the assessment. So there's one on Edico that you're not seeing, that's not yet open. I'll give you that to do out of class. Copy.
So sir, how much percent?
It's going to be 20, this one is going to be 10%, and the other one will be another 10%.
Oh, so you split it. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
and one more piece will be 10%, and the quizzes will be another 10%. So that's your 40%. So which is why I'm saying to you, completing your Edicosolve pieces will give you as many as 20.
Okay, I already calculate mine, sir.
Nice.
I just have there's one homework that's at 75%. I want all my homeworks at 100. So I'm going to try and improve it.
Great. Yeah, then you can get an opportunity to improve that one based on the setup of the system. You have multiple attempts for the homework, and you have single attempts for the other assessments. All right.
Sir, didn't let those last two one, sir. The quiz for those last two.
I'm hearing you. Go ahead. What about it?
No, sir, I didn't like it.
Oh, you didn't like them? Never mind. This too shall this too shall pass. This too shall pass. Somebody was coming in something?
So you look at my one, the problem that I having with the last one.
I just can't seem to figure it out. But I'm going to look again. I looked, but I just can't seem to figure it out because you're saying that it's not reopened. But when I look back at it, Tammy, I opened them.
No, it's not the open of the thing in a. When I'm drawing the square root is not.
Oh, all right.
It's not working for me.
Okay, guess what? In class today, just let me go through this one question with you. And then I'm going to ask you to share your screen so that I can see what it is that you're having. I know exactly the problem, but I want to demonstrate it to the class. What I was looking at, and forgive me, I was looking at the fact that I thought you said to me, though, you know, that something is still not yet open, but when I went back and checked, I saw where they were open. So I was looking at the wrong fix for you. All right.
Sir, can I check to see if it went through?
If what went through?
Ashanti, sir.
Ashanti, do Jesus. Ashanti, you know when Krishna said, "See it right there, someone see it here, so click submit." You
Sir,
never
I did. My Wi-Fi went out.
Oh, your mommy just say, "Oh, your Wi-Fi went out." Your mommy say it didn't know.
It didn't know, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, for real, sir.
Sir.
Yes, Ashanti. Yes, them. Who is that?
7, 8, and 9. That first 3 assignment when I wasn't at class for I think a few weeks, and Tamara apologized for me because I had a family death funeral. It was expired. I'm not sure if you can open them up for me to do those 3, please.
All right, help me pray. And whatever response the Lord gives you, just ask him to whisper the same response.
I beg you, I had 2 family members to bury that 2 weeks. I really wasn't mentally
there.
for that.
Okay, let's go pause. Sing.
Thank you,
I will.
sir.
Yes, bless you. Bless you. All right, I'm going to be sharing something with you. In a few, we have just a few minutes. So I can tell you now that this is not the last supper Miss Abba gone. I was asking if this was the last, no, I was there. I was asking if this is the last supper. No, it's not going to be the last supper because there's one other little thing that I need to do with you. What I'm going to do is, I did say to you that I prepare a document. I'm going to send off the document today, so at least you can hopefully find time to read through. I'm going to start off this other, the second to last topic now, and then I will do that up until about 11:15, which is another 25 minutes. I'll go through this question, give Tammy an opportunity to share something on the system, demonstrate something for us, and then we'll call it a day. Now, where am I going? So, you know, as per usual, I keep saying to you that mathematics is not only the studying of patterns, but it is also real life. It is as real as you can get it. It is as real as you can get it. Everything that we do in this life, barring none, has some concept of mathematics to it. You're driving, you're cleaning, you're cooking, you're washing. When you wash, you have to put, believe it or not, you put it's ratio that you're doing. The portion of water and clothes with that portion of soap, because you're not going to put the whole bottle of soap in the stuff. You're washing the dishes, the same thing. You're cooking is ratio again. You're bathing and using a liquid soap is ratio again. You're not going to empty the whole bottle, or it's going to stay under the pipe and wash off until thine kingdom come. You're putting on your clothes to go to work or church or wherever it is. You're coordinate geometry, putting things together. So everything that we do has some relationship with mathematics. And again, I'm going to apologize. I'm using a second device that seemingly is saying to me that I'm not supposed to be using it today because no ends of problems. So what we're going to be doing today is looking at something we call a distant time graph. Let me tell you what was very scary for me pretty recently. Something that I've heard ever so often and was saying to myself that, so, that can't happen to me. I'm able to join. What is wrong? So some years ago, I was reading, when I was gifted with Alexa device, I remember them saying to us that even if the device is off, and Krishna and Larsia can direct us more along that line. So when I got the device for a gift, could be birthday or Christmas, and I was fascinated with it. I said, yeah, this is my kind of thing. You know, moving with technology, I can plug in and I say, Alexa, turn on the light, and bam, the lights are on. And I can just, you know, AI is just one of the things that, I mean, I'm a math teacher, but a math teacher that believes in the use of technology. Hence, we're using Editorsoft. But in one of the readings, I came across something to say that even if Alexa and Siri too is off, it is still recording the conversations around you. How did I come about that? There was a case to be solved. And it was a murder case, as a matter of fact. And Alexa was off. And husband murdered his wife, and you can Google if you think I'm telling a lie. Husband murdered. You heard about it?
Yes, sir.
The man, husband murdered his wife, and you know, claimed that some intruder, whatever the situation is, and the investigators came and was doing this stuff, and pretty much was, you know, saying that, you know, boy, the story is very plausible. And one of the investigators looked around and saw, I think it was like a Siri device, and said, all right, no problem. Took it into the lab, decoded it, and you could hear the conversation, even though the device was off, you could hear the conversations taking place. The wife screaming, why are you doing this to me, whatever the situation, bam. The matter didn't even go to court for too long because that was evidence enough to catch this youth, all right? So that was in my headspace. And, you know, I'm saying to myself, wow, this thing here come hold us in life. And then recently, when I say recently, this was recent, if not this week, last week, I was going through, I got a notification on my cell phone, and the notification gave me, like it would say, August 19th. And when I clicked on the notification, it told me when I left my house, the time I left my house. It gave me a map as to where I would have driven, where I stopped, how long I stopped. And I said to myself, this is intrusive. I said, this is intrusive. And then it gave me the duration of the time I spent at Exed, the route I took from Exed to come back to my yard. And I sat down and I said to myself, this is dangerous. Really very dangerous. I don't like this. And then in the other breath, I said, but this is good, because at least, you know, it gives some timestamp as to where I'm at. This is the use of technology now. This is the use of technology. And somebody will say, but sir, all you have to do is to go into your settings and turn off your location. And if you turn off the location, you're fine. Lies. Because once you get back over to internet, Wi-Fi or otherwise, that data is then going to be populated. It is going to be stored. All right. So this is where technology has come into play. And one may sit and wonder, okay, sir, thank you for the information technology class. How does that now relate to mathematics? And I'll say, thank you for asking. What we're going to be looking at today is something that is called a distant time graph. A distant time graph, and the distant time graph is us mapping what exactly is happening. So if you look at the question, it says, Joanna starting a car from rest accelerates uniformly to a speed of 50 kilometers per hour in 8 minutes. She maintains the speed for another 5 minutes, then apply the brakes and decelerates uniformly to rest in 3 minutes. So this is a scenario. She starts a car and she's sped up to 50 kilometers per hour in the first 8 minutes of her journey. So it means that she started a car and she's increasing. So she's going up, she's increasing until she gets to 8 kilometers, until she gets to 50 kilometers per hour in 8 minutes time. In 8 minutes time, she's going to get to 50 kilometers. So when she starts the car is at rest, right? John is starting a car from rest. So the car is at rest. Potential energy, kinetic energy is energy in motion. Potential energy is energy that is stored. So the car being at rest has a potential to move on. So the kilometers is going to be 0. When she starts that car and starts to press that accelerator, the car is going to be moving 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And it takes 8 minutes for her to get that car to 50 kilometers per hour. Now, I do not want any one of you to tell me, say, sir, she's a woman and she can't drive. That's why it takes her so long to get to 50, because in 2 seconds, sir, may reach 50. I don't want to hear about the type of car that you're driving. It's just a scenario. What we're going to be required to do, and I don't want anybody to tell me also, say, then can take half an hour or 20 minutes from Kingston to Ocherios, right? That is you seeing a spot within the Earth's crust that you want to go and take a rest until Father God comes back, right? So just work with what it is that Sister Joanna is doing. Ours is going to be the task to draw out Joanna's journey for this particular trip. So you remember when I was saying to you that when I looked at my notification, it was able to map out for me where I would have traveled. That's exactly what is happening. And incidentally, I should say to you, even if you're flying, and moments before you take off, you're on flight, you're taxiing, and you say, okay, we're now taxiing, see you in an hour and a half when I get to Florida, all right? when you see that notification later, the moment you log on to Fort Lauderdale International or Miami International Airport's Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi, what is going to happen is, if you look at the map, it will take you across the seas, literally take you across the seas, right? So it doesn't matter if you are in Jamaica alone, but anywhere you go, and once it is that you get across that notification, that will happen. All right. So the first part of the question says no. To draw a velocity time graph to show the different segments of the journey. Then from the drawing, we're going to be calculating the acceleration in kilometers per hour squared during the first 8 minutes of the journey. And then we also need to calculate the deceleration for the last 3 minutes of the journey. We are also going to be looking at the total distance covered, that Joanna covered for the entire journey. And then now what we can do is to calculate the average speed, right? So remember I was saying to you that some people will say to you that they can take 25 minutes to get to Ocho Rios and to Montego Bay, it can take them 2.5 hours or 2 hours. When you look at the map, you can calculate the average speed for the entire journey. You know, this average speed for the entire journey will tell you the total time taken for that. Are there any questions so far? Hello, somebody?
No, sir.
All right. Understanding what the question is asking us?
Yes, sir.
All right, good job. So I'm about to write, and I'm writing on screen, so I'm going to ask that you just pay attention. Hold on a minute, please. All right. I was going to say something to you now. But all right. So I'm just trying to bring the question in view. So John is starting the car from rest. So look at what I'm doing here. Oh, Lord. So this is at rest. So Joanna is starting a car from rest, and she accelerates to 50 kilometers per hour. In 8 minutes. All right? 50 kilometers per hour in 8 minutes. So the question says, starting a car from rest, accelerates uniformly to a speed of 50 kilometers in 8 minutes. She maintains the speed for another 5 minutes. So this speed at 50 kilometers per hour is going to be maintained for another 5 minutes. What reading is that for me? Tell me.
What's the question, sir?
She maintains this reading, sorry, she maintains the speed for another 5 minutes. So that horizontal line, that line that is parallel to my x-axis, I'm asking what value goes right here.
13.
Say that again?
13.
You're very low, John, but I think you said 13, right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So the distance from here to here would be another 5 minutes. Very good. So that 5 minutes plus the 8 minutes that she would have taken to accelerate will give her now a total of 30 minutes to that point. All right? Now it says she then applies the brakes and decelerates uniformly to rest in 3 minutes. So she starts to apply the brakes and she'll come down, irks, and stop. What reading is here? She decelerates in 3 minutes. What reading is there?
13 plus 3.
Which is?
16 minutes.
Good job. That's your distance time graph. Easy 3 marks. Tell me that you agree with me, please.
Yes, sir. Manageable.
I agree you say mark easy enough, sir, but you have to do it again because me can't check the time, sir. Me not can't do the part side there.
Sir,
me can't read the watch, so me have problem to check the time.
Me no say nobody can play with you with money.
So, but you not put a dollar sign for yourself. I ask me for 10 minutes, me can't barely read the clock, much less. True. Me can't read it. You know, give me no clock without numbers, you know, because you're on your one. You have to my son. Me can't help you.
I'd have to take you to an analog clock session, right? An analog clock session. But it's not bad. That's my distance time graph. And what it is that it's saying, so from that distance time graph, I can say to you that this Joanna person, starting from rest, accelerates uniformly to a speed of 50 kilometers per hour in 8 minutes. And then she maintained that speed for another 5 minutes. You know, like you're on the highway now, you just cruise control. You put the car on cruise, so you can take off your foot off of the accelerator and you just sit back and just relax. And you say, yeah, on a long stretch, no stoplight, no traffic, I'm just going to maintain that speed. So all when police dip on the road, you don't have to worry because speed limit is 80 and you set your cruise control to 79. So Popo can't stop you. Popo good. All right? Unless now you see that you come up to a traffic or a roadblock or something and you have to decelerate, yeah. But outside of that, you're good to go. And then now, when you're decelerating, it means that you're going down. So let me just say something to you here. So a deceleration is really a negative acceleration. A deceleration is really a negative acceleration. So you will see when I start doing my calculation that when I'm calculating using my acceleration formulation for the first 8 minutes is the same formulation that I'm going to be using for the last 3 minutes, with the exception that I'm going to put a negative sign in front of my answer. Tell me, what do you think the negative sign is going to represent? The
deceleration.
Deceleration. Very good.
Sir,
Right?
question. If you're decelerating, I notice you add the 3 minutes, but I never minus the 3 minutes. I don't know. Like you go down. So
Time is continuous. My straight answer to you, time is continuous. So this is why I keep saying to people, time lost today will never ever be regained tomorrow. So when you don't do your Edikosoft pieces for argument's sake, it means that in order for you to catch up on time, to try and catch up on time, you have to now rush through. So you end up getting 80% for the remaining ones that you have. When if it is that you had done the time and spent the time, you would have gotten 100% on the rest. But because time is continuous, and when you move into business calculus, we're going to be talking about those functions that are continuous, or you move into calculus 1 or calculus 2, those that are continuous versus those that are discontinuous. So time is continuous, Avon. So I can't subtract because I can't say, I should have gone to Florida yesterday. Let me go back in time so that I can catch up on what it is that I've missed. No, time is continuous. It goes, it waits on no man. So she starts in 8 minutes. Once she starts her journey, she has started her journey. And her journey is always going to be forward. Just like how you know that time is continuous? You can't catch up somebody's age because somebody's age is not on pause, so you can catch up that person. So she went on her journey for 8 minutes. Then she maintained that speed for another 5 minutes. And maintaining that speed for another 5 minutes. Then in that same process, she started to decelerate. And the deceleration now was in another 3 minutes. So you couldn't subtract, you have to add. And if she had decelerated for that, you know, sometimes the aircraft is descending, about to land, and then air control come over to say that here the plan. We're on a space, you know, we have to go back up, and then you see the plane just start to lift up again. So you see that sort of trajectory in the graph when it is that the graph is being plotted. Yeah, man. So this is what it is. All right. Now, how do I explain this? Okay. Thank you, Lord. Let me go here. This piece here is my slope. That's my slope. That's what I'm trying to calculate. That's my slope. Give me half a second, please. Boy, I'm tired. All right, now, so look at what is happening. So we have a slope. I need to calculate that slope. I need to calculate that slope. Because we're doing foundation concept 3 and have not yet gone through differentiation, I have to teach another method, how to calculate that slope. Watch that other method. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is equals to m. M is the slope. This is the rise. That's my run. My rise, my run. So when I'm calculating the gradient of a line, the gradient is a slope. The gradient, G-R-A-D-I-E-N. Gradient is the same thing as slope, right? Which is the same thing also as dy by dx. Later on, L-A-T-A, all right? What I'm doing is calculating the slope, that thing that I put there on the incline. So technically, that's where Joanna is going. That's where she's going. So what is happening here now is I'm looking at the rise over the run. The rise over the run. My rise is here. My run is here. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at the change in rise over the change in run. So when I look at the change in rise divided by the change in run gives me the slope. All right. How do I calculate the change in y? It's going to be the y2 minus the y1. So what is y2? Y2 is just a bigger y value. So it's going to be the bigger y value minus a smaller y value. The bigger y value minus a smaller y value. Sir, oh, I cannot see that now, sir. The bigger y value, sir, is going to be the bigger y value, sir. Oh dear, undo. That's what I didn't want to happen, you know. I'm just trying to get a little bit more space in. All right. So it's going to be my bigger y value. So it's going to be 50 minus 0. Can you agree that it's 50 minus 0? When you look at your rise, it's 50. Can I spotlight? Let me try and spotlight here so you can see what is happening. It's my 50 right here. Look at my spotlight. It's my 50, which is a bigger y value over here. So minus a smaller y value, which is down here. So 50 minus 0 is equals to
50.
Every time. And that's why I have 50 right here. So over the run, the bigger x value minus a smaller x value. The bigger x value minus a smaller x value. So it's going to be 8 minus 0, which is equals to 8. Then, sir, why on earth you have this divided by 60? And this is where I want to take the conversation. It's now 11:16. I did say I was going to stop at 11:15 to give Tammy an opportunity to show something, but I'm going to take another couple of minutes.
In 1 hour, sir.
Huh?
60 represents 60 minutes in 1 hour.
Very good. It is very important that I spend a few minutes to speak about this. This question says, let me go back up to the question. The question says 50 kilometers per hour. 50 kilometers per hour. She's using it in 8 minutes. 2 different units. I cannot, in clear conscience, say that I have $1 US and Andrehan has £1, and I say that I have more money than Andrehan, or Andrehan has more money than I do, or we have the same amount of money. I cannot, because the comparison will have to be equal. So when I'm comparing, I cannot compare pound sterling from US, from Jamaican. So I'll have to bring it to a common unit and then make that comparison. So sometimes you hear people say, oh, but I have more money than you because I have 100 pounds. And you may have, and you may have, and you may have $100 US. We will have to put the currency to a common denominator. So either we're going to put it at convert it to Canadian, convert it to Jamaican, convert it to Bajan, convert it to Trinidad, convert it to CI, or we convert the US dollar to pound sterling or the pound sterling to US. We have to have a common denominator to do the comparison. So Andrehan is correct. You see that 8 minutes, because I speak about 50 kilometers per hour. But she did her journey in minutes. She's like Ava, don't know for read clock. So she can record her stuff in minutes. It simply means then that what is going to happen is that we will now have to do the conversion. So that's why when you saw me put the 8, I can't leave the 8 like that, because there's no way I can do a calculation with 2 different units. So when I convert it, it will have to be 8 divided by 60. Now look at what is going to happen. What is going to happen is when I divide my 50 divided by 8 divided by 60, it's going to work out to be 3,000 over 8. Can everybody see how I got the 3,000 over 8, or you want me to show you how I arrive at the 3,000 over 8? Everybody can see it, or you want me to show you? Talk to me, man. Are you hearing me, guys?
Sir, see it, sir.
You see it, all right, good. You know, it's because I'm teaching for quite a while.
Sir, is it 50 times 60 divided by 8? Yes.
Yeah, it is, but you will ask me how we get that. So, because I'm teaching for quite a while, and I know very well that not everyone will work on that. Let me show you what is happening. So remember, this 8 divided by 60 is a fraction in which the numerator or the denominator.
The denominator.
Very good. It's in the denominator. So look at what will happen. So my numerator is going to be 50 divided by 1 over 8 divided by 60. The conversion goes like this. 50 divided by 1, multiply, and you're inverting 60 over 8. When you divide two fractions, of course, you invert and multiply. You remember that saying from little school? You're not talking to me, no? It's as if you're tired.
Sorry, I remember still.
You remember, yeah, man, but that's how it goes, right? And let me show you, because I really get very upset when I see teachers teach it like that. So I don't want to fall into the same category. So let me just show you what it is that I have done right here, technically, because I know some of you are parents here, and I want, when it is that you're teaching your child, you can give your child that better understanding, especially know that they are going to be required to do explanation in their task for their PEP.
Sir.
Go ahead, hon.
I'm trying to figure out how you get the 60 underneath the 8.
All right. So what I was saying earlier is the question is in minutes. She took 8 minutes to reach a maximum speed of 50 kilometers per hour. So what I was explaining to you is that one is talking about hour, the other one is talking about minutes. You know, a good example is, a fabulous example, I believe, is when you have an American car, when you travel to the United States and say, geez, some piece, I'm paying $3.50 a liter for gas. No, you're not, because their thing is in gallons. In Jamaica, we are paying per liter. So when you look at, when you're trying to compare, you will have to compare on a common denominator. What the US does is their calculation at their gas pump is in gallons, or calculation at our gas pump is in liters. So you're going to have X number of liters, which is almost 4 liters. I think it's about 3.8 liters that will make it a gallon. So when you're comparing prices, if we are charging $220 per liter for gas, we will have to multiply that amount by 3.8 to find out the conversion for the US, which is in a gallon. Also, when we look at our speedometer, the cars that come to Jamaica, when you look at our speedometer, it is in kmh, kilometers per hour. In the American-made cars, it's not kilometers. Anybody can tell me what it is?
Meters, sir.
Say miles. Miles, right? It's going to be in miles. So if you have an American-made car, you will have to make sure that you understand where you have to drive, so that in the event you can't be driving at 80 miles and police not going to stop you. because it's two different conversions. Two different conversions. Two different conversions. All right? So you have to be very careful. So I say this to say to you, this 8/60 is my conversion to an hour, because I have 50 kilometers per hour right here. I have 50 kilometers per hour right here, right? But this one is in minutes. So I have to convert this minutes by dividing by 60. So when I divide by 60, it means then that I'm converting my minutes to hours. 60 seconds make 1 minute, 60 minutes make an hour. So I'll have to divide that in order to get it. Tell me that you understand it now, please.
Get it, sir.
Good. Let's run. So when you divide 3,000 by 8, you're going to get 375 kilometers per hour squared. Now, you notice it has no per hour squared because I am now calculating my acceleration. My acceleration is going to be in units squared. It's going to be in units squared. Sir, how you get units squared? Remember, you're 50 kilometers per. This is going to be, this piece here is kilometers per hour, and this piece here is hour. So that means when you multiply kilometers per hour times hour, you're going to get kilometers per hour squared. The units must come together. All right, so you're going to get 375 kilometers per hour squared. All right, fair enough?
Yes, sir.
All right, good job. And then it says a deceleration in kilometers per hour squared for the last 3 minutes of the journey. No, it's the same thing. For the last 3 minutes of the journey, it's the same thing. The last 3 minutes of the journey, and let me show you what the last 3 minutes of the journey is. The last 3 minutes of the journey is going to be here. That's the last 3 minutes of the journey. Remember, your deceleration is simply a negative acceleration. Your deceleration is simply a negative acceleration. So we're going to use the same methodology that we used just now, rise over run, in order for us to calculate the deceleration. But we just have to remember that when we get our final answer, we're going to be putting our negative sign there. Why the negative sign again? Because I am?
In layman's term, you're reducing speed.
I'm reducing speed. I'm decelerating. Very good. All right, so let's go. So it's y2 minus y1. If you look at it carefully, you'll recognize that it shares the same value as the acceleration. The y2, the y2 is up here. The y1 is down here, but guess what? That will still be 50 minus 0, you know. But the x values are going to change because that x value corresponds to which number? Somebody says 16.
Yeah, 16.
And then the x1 value corresponds to which number?
8.
So 13, man. No, man. Look at the triangle, Andrew. You don't see 13. Look.
Right.
Yeah, man. 13. So which is why it's very important for you to draw the diagram so you can see what is happening. Eh? So 13. Same thing like what I did before. 50 divided by all of that. No, in the first one it was 8 and I divided by 60. Now it's going to be 3 divided by 60. And again, why I'm dividing 3 by 60? Because I'm converting my 3 minutes. It took her 3 minutes to decelerate. I'm dividing my 3 minutes into my 60 to convert the 3 minutes to hours. So I'm going to have 3,000 over 3 and I'm going to get 1,000. Remember, I itch up the negative sign to show that the value there is a deceleration as opposed to an acceleration. So you see the first two calculations? Same thing. One different because one is going to be a deceleration, the other one is an acceleration. Remember, a deceleration is just a negative acceleration. All right? Then it asks me to calculate the total distance covered in kilometers. The total distance covered is really the area under the graph. Anybody can tell me what shape that graph is? That graph is a what? What shape you recognize that graph to be?
A rhombus.
Not a rhombus, it's another one. Start with T.
Trapezium.
So it's going to be a trapezoid. It's a trapezoid. And to calculate the area of a trapezoid, we're going to be using half the sum of the parallel sides times the perpendicular height. Half the sum of the parallel sides times the perpendicular height. Now, remember I said to you at the start, and I don't know how many of you are listening, I said to you at the start that ratio was constant. Ratio was constant. Ratio was constant. It was parallel to the x-axis. Remember I said that to you? Where it was constant, she's parallel to the x-axis. So, watch me. Let me see if I can find another color. Watch me. So this piece here, let me increase the thickness so you can see it. This piece is parallel to this piece. And this piece is the height. So this is my height, H-E-I-G-H-T, and this is my A and my B. A and my B are my parallel sides. Now to calculate the area of a trapezoid, it's going to be half the sum of the parallel sides times the perpendicular height. See, Terry? Half the sum of the parallel sides, A plus B, parallel sides, times H, the perpendicular height.
16 plus 16, 32. So for 32 is 16, sir.
No, man. Not 16 plus 16. Remember, I know. One is going to be 16, but
the upper end. Yes, sir. I see. Yes.
You see it?
Yeah.
So the other piece is going to be 5. So it's going to be 16 plus 5.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 5 plus 16. But remember, no, I still have to put this over 60. Why?
Represents minutes, an hour.
It's very important that we're converting it back to an hour. We can't just say 15 minus 60. 15 minus 60, we're going to assume that it took 15 hours or 16 hours and 3 hours. No, it's minutes. So you have to convert it. So it's going to be a half times 15 plus 16 over 60. And then you're going to times it by the perpendicular height, which is 50. Which is really not difficult, you know. It's the same thing we're doing over and over. All right, 2 more minutes and then we're
Is it half times 15 or half times 5?
It's a half times 15 plus 16 over 60.
Okay.
So this half is governing everything in the parentheses.
Okay.
But what I did here, and it is also governing the 50. So what I did here was also use the half times the 50 to give me 25 right here.
All right.
And then I said 15 plus 16 is going to be 21. And then that 21 times is 25 divided by 60 is going to give me 8.75 kilometers. So technically, this person took 8.75 kilometers to cover the total journey. So as I said to you, when I would have done my travels and I saw my notification and I see that a trapezoid is created, and you won't have trapezoids being created every time. In these questions that I'm giving you, or that you'll be getting, you'll end up with some trapezoids, right? You calculate the distance that is covered. So that total distance I would have covered. But sir, you never walk in all of the areas. Yes, but you still cover the distance. You would have still covered the distance, right? Doesn't matter if you take a shortcut or a long cut, you'd have still covered the distance. Say to be 8.75. And then the last part of the question now at part 5 says we need to calculate the average speed for the entire journey. So what we want to know is, okay, let us see if this person was being Christian, because they know the average, they know the speed limit. So we're going to find out how to stop them. And funny enough, I said that I know some of you here in the class are believers. But we are very subjective to our beliefs sometimes. Everything else is okay, but we don't believe that Jesus is watching us when we're speeding too. And we know, we sometimes are having praise and worship in the car and still driving fast. It is a sin, all right? And we have to make sure that we keep within the speed limits. It saves lives. Please, I beg of you. Some of you are heavy. All right. So
I'm very fast. I'm gonna apologize for that.
You better, Andrew. You better go to church tomorrow. Go apologize.
Sir, you can drive fast, right? But you can be a good driver driving fast. No.
But Andrew, before you even go further, I know you are a believer, and if the law of the land says that the speed limit is 80 kilometers and you drive 81, it means that you would have broken the law.
I agree with that.
And if you break the law here on land, how then are you going to keep the laws of the Bible?
Sir, I totally agree with you, sir. Okay. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that I'm going over the speed limit, sir. I'm just saying once the speed limit is 100, you'll find me driving at 100.
Bless the Lord. Bless the Lord. Bless the Lord. But be careful. So if the speed limit is 100, I don't even drive 100. You can drive 80. Right? But let's be careful. All right. So let's go. Because you see the last part is one piece of calculation. The total distance traveled over the total time taken to cover the distance. Let me just type that in for you so that you can have that when you're revising, because I'm going to send you this document and then in the class, let me take off this thing. The total the total distance traveled, TRAVELLET, over the total time taken to cover the distance. All right, so it's the total distance traveled over the total, what is wrong with teacher? Over the total time taken to cover that particular distance. Remember up top, we calculated the 8.75, which is the total distance. And the total time taken, you remember the graph?
Yes, sir. 16.
In 16 minutes, she completed her journey. Talk truth.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So it's going to be total distance over total time, but total distance is 8.75. Total time is going to be 16. But we have to convert that 16 into hours because the 16 is in minutes. So we have to convert it to hours. And converting it to hours, we're going to get 16 over 60. Punch that into the calculator, you get 33 kilometers per hour. Right? 33 kilometers per hour. And that's it. It is also the end of the class. I am going to be, okay. I don't understand that, Deandra. But anyhow, I'm going to end the session now. Deandra, you have to call me immediately because I'm going to take a little break. We have a class at 1, so I'm going to take a little break right now. So you need to call me immediately following class, Deandra. Carry on, I want you to call me also. Okay, great, Carry on. All right, you don't need to call me, Kerry. Go ahead and just do what you need to do, Kerry. I'm going to upload this, the 2 recordings, the one from the 13th, and again, I apologize for that. That was an oversize. I would have uploaded the calculus 2, but never uploaded the PR team, which is why it's very good when you guys keep your teacher on track. I'm just checking the lists on. Yes, I saw yours. Okay, all right. So Deandra, call me please. And then I'm going to send this off to you right now. I'm going to send off this recording, not recording, the stuff to you now so you can look at it. Technically, there's nothing more to it than this. No, I'm not going to send it off to you yet. Yeah, I'm going to send it off to you. I'm going to write another question. I'm going to put another question together and so you can have it to do. And the final thing I ask you, do you want me to do the solution also for the other question or just send you the question?
I always give the solution, sir.
All right, no problem. Got you. All right. With that said, I'm going to end the session. Thanks for coming out. I'm going to see if I can find some quiet time today to mark, and then I can upload your response so at least you can see what percentage you're going into the exam with. I will still be in contact with you as it relates to your final draft of the timetable I can send off to you. In Jesus' name, please complete the work on Editorsoft. I don't want anybody to say that sir is a wicked man, you know.
But sir, I sent you a message. I don't know your heart not touch yet because I sent you a message to say, sir, I'm not going to be at class today. You know?
And what sir say?
And I sent you prior notice. I didn't wait till.
No, but hold on. But Andrew, when you send us, what sir sent to you yesterday? Wait until Jesus hears about this.
Sure. But me or somebody, I bet the same request, sir, and you know,
And we say to the person, wait until Jesus hears about this. Jesus wants us to complete our stuff on time. All right, just work, guys. My challenge is that when I look on Editorsoft, I'm seeing quite a number of students who have not yet started. I know you've started, Andrew Han. I know some students who have. There are about 2 students who barely complete 3 pieces. Barely complete 3 pieces. And those students are going to be in problems and we really can't help, right? But those who have a few to go, you know, it's not really for you, but I don't want you to get complacent and say, oh, I don't have to do anything this week. No, man, you have to do the work. Anyhow, thanks for coming out. I will be in contact with you via WhatsApp. And have yourselves a good day.
Yes, sir. Same to you.
Cool.
Same to
Thank you,
you,
sir.
sir.
You
Have a
do the
great
same.
weekend.
Yeah, man.